Beautiful picture, isn't it? It's amazing sunset. So this picture has actually been taken 3 weeks ago in Istanbul, Turkey, during Masters World Championship for hydrofoil kite racing. There were many participants from 15 countries that raced in the waters of the Black Sea. Hydrofoil kite racing, which was once very popular in Silicon Valley, now it is an Olympic sport. Singapore's very own Max Meter took bronze medal last year in Paris 24. Many entrepreneurs and businessmen, they have been kiteboarding, like Richard Branson, for a long time now. And they've been using kiteboarding to scout entrepreneurial talent in many ways. And people familiar with the kiteboarding, they draw a lot of parallels between the sport and building up a business. I don't want to bore you with all the details, but I want to mention the last few sentences of this article stating that actually strikes very close to home for me. Entrepreneurs know that they are going to accept a fair amount of punishment for that small shot of glory. And they're willing to do it. They thrive on it. So I've been kiteboarding for 15 years and hydrofoiling for 8. And after much punishment, 3 weeks ago, I ranked 10th of the world in Grandmasters division. Hi, I'm Cengiz Dinçoğlu. I am the co-founder and CEO of Dexalot. I worked in Wall Street for 20 years, building various electronic trading systems, and also traded on them. And then in 2018, I quit. I moved from New York City to Florida with 2 things in mind. I wanted to be a serious kitefoil racer, and at the same time, I wanted to build my own business. I had something in mind what to do, but it didn't turn out to be that way, and I didn't know that I was going to be in blockchain world. In 2020, a good friend of mine, the other co-founder, Nihat, and we got together, and we started building Dexalot. So what is Dexalot? So what is Dexalot? Dexalot, on the surface, it may seem like just another exchange. A spot exchange, we have order book, we have advanced trading, different order types, not just market and limit, but also immediate or cancel, fill or kill, self-trade protection. We have mobile-friendly interface. We have AMM-like trading interface, what we call simple swap. And we have connections to all the networks. But Dexalot is not just that. We are unique in many ways. First of all, we are on our own L1, Avalanche L1. We have our own gas token, and we process about 1 million transactions a day. We are connected to almost all the major EVM chains. We just launched Ethereum yesterday for deposit contracts. We've been on Base, Avalanche C Chain, BNB Chain, Arbitrum, Gunzilla, and Solana is on the works. What's unique about us is our order book, as well as our matching engine. They are both on-chain, extremely transparent. And you can deposit from any of these chains, trade in Dexalot L1, and withdraw to any of chains in a non-custodial way. We use layer 0. We are bridge agnostic. We use layer 0. And Avalanche ICM for interoperability. All these chains, they are not only for deposits. We also use them. We also deploy conduit contracts, what we call RFQ contracts, in every single of all these chains. And we published our L1 prices into these RFQ contracts for aggregators to pick them up and trade. So if you have been in any of these EVM chains, the trading is very likely that you traded with Dexalot in the background. So let's talk about all the gradual achievements that we had over the last 4 years. Our first version went live end of 21. We went on our own L1, what was called back then as a subnet, in 23. We had a peak one-day volume of 345 million with a cumulative volume of 32 billions inception to date. I talked about the chains that we support. Solana is on the works and many more to come. We have connected to all the aggregators, the major ones, 1inch, Velora, Odos, KyberSwap, Tesseract, OpenOceans, and so others. We just released our front end not too long ago, a new front end, a month ago to be exact, with the Privy wallet, in addition to MetaMask and Rabi and others. And as you know, with Privy wallet, it gives the users the ability to sign in very quickly with their socials. We support Layer 0 and Avalanche ICM. Our notable investors are Coin Fund, Republic, Blizzard Fund, JST, GSR, to name just a few. And we have currently 20 pairs listed. Now, speaking of listings, let me ask you a question. How many of you had to deal with listing your token in a central exchange? Yeah, one. It's pretty difficult to process, right? Right. So you have to first deal with the exchange. You have to pay them a fee, and you have to find a market maker. You have to contract with them. You can pick a contract on a maintenance basis, pay monthly, or you have to give a sizable portion of your token to the market maker for them to market make. Okay. How many of you had to list their token or provide liquidity to an AMM pool, right? So that's a lot easier, a lot easier. A few clicks, especially V2, you provide liquidity and you're done, all right? But it's not as capital efficient. For an order book, the spread that you would get in an order book with $50,000 TVL, you may have to open up a AMM pool with about $500,000 TVL. Well, you will say, well, now there is concentrated liquidity. Higher versions of AMM, V3, V4, all these. When is the concentrated liquidity? Of course, it is easier for capital, but you still have to have someone managing your pool in a consistent basis. So, one more question. We are in multi-chain day. What if you want to list your token not just one chain, but in multiple chains? You don't want to make that decision now because you don't know where your users are going to be. You want to be in omni-chain. You want to be able to trade your token in all of the chains all at the same time. Our solution is OmniVault. OmniVault is just like an octopus. The brain is in Dexalot L1, and the tentacles, it stretch liquidity in all the chains that we support that I mentioned before. The requirement, of course, your token has to be an OFT if you wanted to do a multi-chain deployment. If not, you can have a single chain deployment with OmniVaults. So we're bringing the simplicity of an AMM pool with the complexity of order book market making. So how does this work in practice? You go to our front end, just like you would do in an AMM pool. You click in a few buttons. You provide your tokens, your liquidity in one chain. At this point, if your token is an OFT, you have to specify which chains you want your token to be traded at. And also, you can specify if you want your own market maker or you want the default protocol market maker, what we call an omnitrader, to be the market maker for you. And after that, all you have to do is just leave it to omnitrader and OmniVault to do its magic. Basically, what it will do, it will market make in Dexalot L1, keep the order book based on the reference price. It will move the bids and ask back up and down, while simultaneously publishing the same prices to all the networks. And I mentioned the aggregators already. All the aggregators. And if there is a trade, it will adjust its prices in all the networks at the same time. While having this, of course, the vault will collect rewards as well as trading fees, very similar to AMM. So how can we even make this revolutionary listing process even better, right? And even more sustainable? Governance flywheel. You have probably heard of governance flywheel already as VE33 model. It's been successful in many protocols. So you can lock a lot token to get the rights to vote on a particular vault. And that vault will be incentivized via our rewards. And this way, we are aiming to democratize the incentivization program. OmniVault democratizes the way we list tokens going forward, and flywheel governance democratizes how the incentives is allocated in the future. Now, as I mentioned, this is VE33 model, but let's sprinkle a few. It's not just that. Let's sprinkle a few features on top of it that makes it different and better than the current implementations. As I said, we are our own L1. A lot token, our a lot token is our gas token, so it is by nature deflationary. I mentioned that we have 20 listings currently, and we are processing about 1 million transactions a day. Think about how much gas will be spent when we have hundreds of listings with Vault implementation. And we have a cap supply. So as the rewards are being paid out, at the same time, a lot is becoming deflationary in many ways as being a gas token. So additional things that adds to the utility, the sprinkle on top, as I mentioned, you can actively participate in governance model for incentivization, of course, but you may want to do a passive approach where you would just want to stake your lot into validators. And in order to do that, we are bringing liquid staking within a month or so, and we can contribute our network security. In addition to locking and voting, the vaults will be also using some of the trading fees to buy back a lot. And those are the rewards, part of the rewards that are going to be paid out to the users. And we reserved a long time ago when we launched our token in 22, 50% of our incentives for this. With that, I would like to say, just like I had my small shot, unlike I had my small shot of glory in hydrofoil racing, these two implementations is going to bring our big shot of glory within the next 3 to 6 months. We truly believe this. With that, in summation, I would like to thank you for joining us. And please contact us anytime. Thank you.